everybody, welcome to Blood and Steel. So today I figured I would talk about Gorg the Blacksmith. In my armory video, where I talk about a lot of the different foam weapons I have, I mentioned that a fair amount of them are from Gorg the Blacksmith. So I figured I'd give a little bit of a rundown on what Gorg has to offer because I love his product so much and because, you know, he makes very high quality stuff. I think that a lot of people, when using it, really understand why people buy from Gorg. His actual shop is gorgtech.com. I'm using the Etsy one because for some odd reason on my computer the Gorgtech is not loading the images. Gorg the Blacksmith, it'll pop up in Google. So he's got a wonderful range of products. The easiest way I find to navigate this, because this is a lot of stuff, it can get a little overwhelming. So the easiest way I find is to use this left side right here. We've got arrowheads, so those are for your projectiles. Blue-green weapons, and if you remember the dagger here video, blue-green means slashing and stabbing weapons. Red, the two-handed weapons. Green, so spears and daggers. We've got bucklers, so smaller shields that you strap to yourself. We've got punch and strap shields, which are just regular shields you either hold with a center grip or with two straps. We've got the back shields, so shields you can literally wear as a backpack. And finally, belt flags. So immediately with the arrowheads, you can see these arrowheads just come as this one separate foam arrowhead. So you have different deals like 3, 6, 1, 12. You even get custom quadrant arrowheads where you click on the quadrants, you can go in and select several, like 2 different colors. So I can get gray and tan, or I can get royal blue and, you know, pink. So you can really customize them to be your color. So if you have a specific color set that you play as, so one of my color sets I always play as is black and white, I can get, you know, a nice black and white arrow going, something just like this. The next section, blue-green weapons. These are your main swords. So this is really, these are all the striking weapons that you're going to want to most likely get right off the bat. The other things he has are speed bats. So those are basically omnidirectional, omni-bladed. Got a black market. So the black market is basically a thinner, lighter, but also less durable sword than, you know, the normal. Gorg has a couple other products. He's got pick clips, basically where you can put your sword on your belt. So it's basically a small clip. It works perfectly for all the Gorg weapons. This right here, you can see the handles strap on. You know, you can see someone wearing it. Basically, it's great for storing your weapon if you're not using it immediately. So if you're using a spear, but you want a dagger or a sword on you, that's perfect. He's got speed bats. So these are basically your omnidirectional swords. They're bats. It's literally in the description. And they're perfect for people who have trouble sometimes with wrap shots or any kind of edge alignment because there's no alignment necessary. Bats have a very high advantage over bladed weapons because certain wrap shots that are harder to manipulate your wrist into being able to do will be easier with one that doesn't have a specific blade area. We have a couple unique weapons. We've got a boot knife, which, as you can see, just a little cute knife. A lot of people like these. They're nice and stylistic, pretty simple to use. You already get the gist of it immediately. We've got the half bats. Now, I have been wanting to get a half bat for a long time because they look very fun. It's essentially exactly what it sounds like. It is half of a bat. So this right here, the top brown, is the only striking surface. Whereas in this one, you get the full striking surface here. However, the bat is going to be most likely heavier than the half bat. So the half bat may have a little more maneuverability, a little quicker to swing, might be easier, etc. I just like it because I've seen some incredible things with a half bat. And finally, we have a 31-inch axe. I've only actually ever seen one of these on the field. and I kind of wanted to feel it. I wanted to use it, but I didn't feel comfortable asking the person that had it because I didn't know them that well. But I am interested in it. I had an axe from Forged Foam, which I really liked. It was perfect for popping wrists. So since normally a sword's blade just kind of goes to the end, the axe's head protrudes enough to hit wrists when people think that they're easily blockable. So, you know, it's an interesting idea. I like it. I want it at some point. As for red weapons, Gorg does have less variation with this, but it's because they're all so cut and clean and well made. So he's got typical min red. So this is what I got. It's basically the minimum requirements to be a red weapon and dagger here. Not too big, not too small. This is it in relation to the others, some of the others. This right here is your min red. I love it. It's perfect. Perfect for me at least. Now he's got a band shop glaive. So band shop is basically a very, very durable pole. So this pole right here, it's incredibly strong. It's not going to really break anytime soon. I've seen people accidentally run over band shop poles with their cars, and the pole has basically just bounced back. So very tough. A lot of people use them for flagpoles in the normal world. And so this is a glaive. Basically, this one is 6 feet. Not bad. I've seen an 8 feet or an 8-footer. Those are fun. But this one, glaives are fun to use. I've used one once. It was a little scary. I didn't want to hurt anyone because they're so much heftier. They've got the ability to slash and poke, whereas the spear, just easier to just poke. But a lot of people really love the glaives. So, you know, it's a product that everyone will buy consistently. So a lot of red lines will have glaives in them because they just get a little bit more reach than the 50 or 55 inch reds. So here's the 8-foot band shop glaive. Now this one is really good for lions. As you can see, there's a big difference between the 6-foot here and the 8-foot. That edge can really be enough to take the field. So in line fighting, one of the most important things is range. If you can hit someone at this range, but their spear is only this long, you can hit them before they can hit you, even despite their range. You know what's better than being able to poke someone before they can poke you? Is being able to slash someone when they can't even slash at all. So the band shops, 8-footers, very, very useful. He does have some other Omni Reds, which are basically just long bats. They're just big bats. They're fun. Oh, I've actually fought with this guy. I like him. He's funny. Yeah, the bats are cool. I'm not a bat person, though. I do use them a lot, but I'm not a bat person. So here are the spears. We've got a couple of spears. This right here is the low profile 6-foot. This is the one that I have, actually. I really do like it because it's perfect for me as my height. I don't need a lot of reach. I don't really intend to be, you know, too speary. I like using it every once in a while. It's not my main weapon, but it's fun. Here, the 8-foot is definitely good. So, you know, look at how much reach this has. This is great. And as you saw before, it in relation to the other spear, if I have to go against an 8-foot spear with my 6-footer, I might be a little screwed. We also have these counterweighted hoplite spears. So this spear right here is meant for one-handed use, similar to the hoplite fighting style. Here, I'm pretty sure, is the 6-footer. So this is the 6-foot spear, and this is the hoplite spear in relation to it. So it's a little bit smaller, probably maybe 1.5 feet smaller. So it's probably around like 5-something feet. But the fact that it's weighted means, oh, it's 5 feet 5 inches. The fact that it's weighted means it's easier to use in one hand, which is very good if you want to do exactly what this lad is doing here. Maybe you want a shield here, and you want to do like the 300 Spartan style. You know, it's perfect for that. This right here is the Carbon Ultralight Spear, so this thing is a beast. Basically, it's made of a much lighter material than the band shot pole. This right here is the dagger. It's the most simple of the daggers. It's literally just meant to squish, so it's very similar to the arrowheads that we saw. It's basically just kind of an arrowhead on a stick, which then you can poke. So because you can't just, you know, poke people with arrows, you can't Legolas that, this is your best alternative if you just want a stabbing dagger. You could go with the boot knife one, which you can slash with as well, but this one is only $15. It's a really great budget dagger for if you're using a spear and someone gets in close. Bucklers are cool. I've never really used a buckler. I don't see too much of a point for me to use them. Maybe I will with the spear usage. As you can see, it looks like this guy has some pretty good protection with his buckler right here. The spear is still being able to be used with two hands. Maybe I'll consider it. I just don't see a point in me getting a buckler, but some people out there might see this and say, oh wow, this is really great. So you've got this shield strapped to you and you can still continuously use these two-handed weapons. So he's got, you know, the economy buckler, you've got small 12-inch round bucklers. So this one's very tiny, but it can be just enough to protect you. Some people really only want, you know, that minimal protection. They need all that range of mobility, so they don't want a bigger buckler. They don't want something like what we just saw. Or maybe they want the mid-range, the 18-inch, you know, this tinier. It's kind of tiny if you can't really see it, but it's bigger than the 12-inch. Now here is the regular shield page. Now these, if you're going to do sword and board work or sword and spear or board and spear, anything that has to do with a shield, this is your place. This is where you live. This is where you frequent every single time an update may happen. So I remember when the mini heaters came through, this is the shield that I have. I got one immediately. I picked one up immediately because it looked so much more unique than the same round punch shields I had been seeing for, you know, 2 years about. And now, not to, you know, jump on these shields, I think these are incredible shields. I've used them, I've seen them used, and honestly, for your best bet, this is the best you can go. $60, so it's not too taxing. It can be a little bit taxing for people that are starting out. I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, if you're in your first couple months, to go out and grab a $60 shield unless you are really dedicated to this game, because, you know, it is a bit of an investment. But for someone who's been playing for years, for me, $60 for a good shield, I know that my shield has lasted. This shield that I have, this heater, it's the same price. It's $60, and it's lasted me for about, you know, like 2 years now almost. It's been about a year and a little over a year and a half, probably a year and 2/3. So that, for $60, I am sold. He's got different types of shields. He's got the 27 punch shield, the 27 round center strap shield. We've got the big heater. Now this is a premium one. So this one right here is basically it's the strap, but you can set the orientation, so right or left. This guy did a really cool shield cover for it. So this one is $90. This is quite the investment. Same with the bigger punch shield. So this is the one I have. This is the bigger version. So here we have Wolfbane, I believe. I've fought with them a couple times. They're in Connecticut. This is a really nice shield. I saw it used back earlier this summer. I do like the idea of the big punch shields. It's not for me because I'm not that big. I like a smaller, more maneuverable shield, but a lot of people I've seen use these, and they're very tough to get around. It's very useful. We do have smaller 18-inch punch shields, 24-inch punch shields, you know, the low strap shield. So if you're getting into a sword and board tournament, low straps are great. It covers all your upper body. It does leave your legs exposed. However, as you can see, you know, it's still covering quite a bit. The back shields, these are basically the same exact shields we've been seeing. So we've got the punch back shield, we've got the Tarzan back shield, so it's a punch, and then it's got the single strap that you kind of, you know, like sash over yourself. The mini heater back shield, it's exactly the same thing that I have. However, it is, you know, worn on the back. This right here is the big version of it, so this is the older brother. It covers a very, very large amount. So it wings out on the sides, it covers the shoulders, so popping shoulders from the other side. You really, if this guy turned around, the only shots you'd have if you were in melee range would be the legs. Unless you wanted to wrap all the way around and hit the front, which I wouldn't do. So you might be able to snag an arm, but it's going to be legs. You're not really going to be able to get a torso shot through there. This is the all-in-one, so 3-in-1. It's got the punch, it's got the strap, and it's got the back shield capability. So here are the straps, here's the back shield, and then here's the punch. So you buy this, you can do anything you want with this shield. You can wear it on your back, you can take off the back straps and hold it like a strap shield, you can, you know, just hold it like a punch shield. It's a really quite genius display. I think this is one of the coolest products out there because it's so versatile. Imagine being able to put a shield almost anywhere on your body. That's awesome. You know, it just really shows the uniqueness that Gorg can bring. The last section is just belt flags. You know, these are more for kind of groups that you want to represent. So here's the Brotherhood of the Red. As you know, Reds can break shields, so the actual belt flag is a broken shield. I only have really one belt flag that I wear. It's from an old unit that I used to command. It's a cool thing to do. I'm not really big on like being super reppy of certain things, and plus, while I am part of the Brotherhood of the Red Facebook group, I don't really use Reds that much. And the most important part about the shop is looking at the reviews. So we have 1,119 reviews we can look through. We're not going to look through them all, obviously, but we can see 5 stars, 4 stars, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5, 4. You know, let's go all the way to, you know, 7. We got 5 stars all the way through the board. People love this. You know, let's read something. Amazing weight and balance, really swings and hits like an axe. This sword is so sweet, very well made and durable. Thank you. As always, Gorgtech can be counted on for consistent quality and durability. These are currently in use as my park's loaner gear, but the veterans are now jealous of the newbies. Thank you again. So, you know, oh here, Zanpan. So this is the guy I said I fought with, you know, earlier. Literally the best weighted weapon I have ever used, and he's talking about the half-bats. So, Zanpan's a really cool guy. I trust what Zanpan says. Now I really, really want that bat. There's Oni. Yeah, as you can see, there's just all around great reviews, and it doesn't get better than that. This guy has been doing this for years. He's been on Etsy since 2012, and honestly, if you buy a Gorg weapon and you know that that's the weapon you want, you cannot go wrong. You will spend quite a bit, especially if you want a spear. So the spears can get like around $80 to, you know, the ultralight is $150. So it's a crazy investment. But, you know, if you really want to be the guy on the field that has that incredible spear, who's stopping you? Besides your price tag, nothing is. So, you know, these are all incredible weapons, and I'm obviously going to continue buying from Gorg. Gorg has, without a doubt in my mind, received a reputation that he absolutely deserves, which is a completely spotless record of tons upon tons of 5 and 4 stars. The lowest I have ever seen has been a 4 stars so far. everything has been 5 stars. And this guy is doing it all, you know, from his place, from Florida. It's great. It's great to see that it is flourishing. And now he has his own website. So, you know, years upon years of work has gone into this shop. And as you can see, 2,244 people have favorited this shop. That's incredible. 7,500, so 7,500 sales. You know, he's got a full 5 stars right here out of the 1,100 reviews he's had. It's great. This guy knows what he's doing, and I can honestly say thank you, Gorg, for all the work that you've done, because, you know, you guys, your team, your crew has done great work, and I'm going to continue buying. I'm going to keep buying your stuff for as long as it's around.